Welcome to the Explainer. For a long time, we've all just been used to these simple chat interfaces, right? You type a prompt, and the single AI model spits out an answer. Well, that era, it's fading fast. Today, we're unpacking a massive architectural shift. We're entering the age of autonomous, complex reasoning systems, and XI's Supergrok is completely leading the charge. So we're going to look directly under the hood at how this actually works.
So what happens when AIs actually start talking to each other? Because relying on a single Oracle AI model, one giant brain trying to know literally everything and then hallucinating when it doesn't, that's rapidly becoming a thing of the past. Instead, we are shifting towards systems where multiple AIs debate, cross-reference, and verify information together before they ever show you a single result.
All right, here's the roadmap for today. 1. Beyond the single AI. 2. Meet the agent team. 3. Collaborating on deep research. 4. Scaling to heavy mode. And 5. The future of agency. Let's just dive right in.
Section 1. Beyond the single AI. To really get why Grok is built this way, we got to look at the bottlenecks of single prompt AIs. When one model tries to parse data, do complex math, and write code, all at the exact same time, well, it makes mistakes. XAI realized this and engineered a parallel computing solution to completely change how compute is distributed.
And that solution is the multi-agent system. Think of this as a framework where specialized AI agents collaborate, debate, and verify each other to autonomously solve complex tasks. Honestly, you got to reframe how you think about Grok. Stop picturing it as one giant brain. It's way more accurate to picture a highly coordinated boardroom of specialized digital experts. Every single one has a specific job, and they work together to deliver one highly refined output.
The foundational logic here relies on role-based attention. The central Grok LLM core gets your input, but it doesn't just blindly try to answer it. Instead, it seamlessly routes specific parts of the task to specialized sub-agents. Whether the task is research, coding, or logical analysis, the central core acts like a maestro, perfectly orchestrating the workload to the exact right expert.
Section 2. Meet the agent team. In GrokNID 4.20, XAI rolled out this specific society of mind architecture. And this isn't just generic parallel processing. We're talking about a team with distinct roles and, honestly, some pretty quirky digital personalities. Let's meet the boardroom.
All right, first up, you have Grok, the captain. Grok is the synthesizer. It breaks down your query, delegates tasks, and resolves any conflicts. Then there's Harper. Harper is the data and fact checker, pulling live info straight from the web and the X firehose. Next is Benjamin, our math, logic, and code specialist who runs all the computational checks. And finally, we have Lucas. Lucas has a fascinating job. He's the designated contrarian. His entire purpose is to actively poke holes in the logic of the others, aggressively finding flaws before the final answer is ever synthesized.
So why go through all the trouble of making these agents argue with each other? Well, just think about this number, 4.2%. By forcing this internal peer review, especially by having Lucas relentlessly red team the findings, XAI reports that the hallucination rate plummets. We're talking a drop from around 12% in standard models all the way down to a reported 4.2%. It turns out that internal friction, it creates a vastly more reliable output.
Section 3. Collaborating on deep research. Now, it's one thing to assemble a team. It's a whole different ballgame to watch them execute. Let's see how this 4-agent crew tackles the really rigorous deep search workflow.
Here's the step-by-step sequence for a complex research task. Step 1. Query analysis and planning. Captain Grok takes your prompt and chops it up into recursive subqueries. Step 2. Data collection. Harper immediately gets to work, running targeted crawls across the web. Step 3 is logical evaluation. Here, Benjamin runs logical filters to check source credibility, while Lucas cross-examines everything for contradictions. Finally, Step 4, synthesis and citation. The boardroom reaches a consensus, and Grok generates the final comprehensive report, complete with inline citations. The crazy part, it happens in seconds, but it is a massive, highly collaborative effort.
An absolutely crucial piece of this puzzle, specifically for Harper's role, is the reality engine. Because Grok has real-time access to the live X data stream, which means it's processing activity from hundreds of millions of users, Harper isn't just stuck looking at static web pages. The
The reality engine filters out the social media noise, cross-references claims, and maps emerging trends hours, literally hours, before they show up on standard search indexes. It outputs factual confidence scores in real time, completely grounding the team's research in what is happening right this very second.
Section 4, Scaling to Heavy Mode. Okay, so that's the standard 4-agent setup. But what happens when we really push the pedal to the floor? Let's talk about scaling the team up for massive software engineering workloads.
16 agents. The sheer scale here is just incredible. Under the Super Grok Heavy tier, xAI unleashes a 16-agent parallel scheduling system. So instead of 4 specialists, you've got 16 distinct agents working simultaneously. This is custom-built for elite developers, research teams, and quant traders who need massive, complex tasks handled with absolutely zero bottlenecks.
To put that into perspective, let's think about the impact on your time for a large repository analysis. In a standard single-agent mode using serial processing, where it checks one file, then the next, you're looking at maybe 30 minutes. But flip on 16-agent heavy mode, and because of parallel processing, that exact same analysis plummets to just 3 to 5 minutes. You literally have an entire fleet of agents attacking the codebase all at once. It's a real game changer.
The sheer throughput is mind-blowing. In heavy mode, you can have 16 pull requests reviewed at the exact same time. You can generate 16 distinct files in parallel. Say you're migrating code across multiple modules. The main execution agent can instantly spawn specialized subagents into isolated work trees. So one subagent audits cache hit rates, another reviews database plans, another analyzes API latencies, all happening in parallel at blinding speed.
Now with that much speed, you obviously need safety. And that's where tools like the Grok Build CLI enforce the plan, review, approve loop. A lot of AI coding assistants just apply file changes immediately and leave you to clean up the mess later. Grok flips that paradigm. It enforces a proactive control gate. Even at these blistering speeds, the agent team peer reviews their plan and presents it to you for approval before a single line of code is executed. Basically, it keeps you firmly in the driver's seat.
Section 5, the future of agency. We've seen the 4-agent team, we've seen the 16-agent heavy mode. But what's next? Let's take a look at the horizon and the shift from fixed agent counts to the dynamic learning systems we expect with Grok 5.
Grok 5 is aiming to completely shatter current limitations. First up, dynamic agent spawning. Rather than being artificially capped at 4 or 16 agents, Grok 5 will dynamically spin up exactly as many subagents as a task requires, period. Second, and this is huge, persistent memory. The system natively stores and recalls context across multiple sessions, so your digital team actually learns your preferences over time. And third, it'll be natively multimodal from the ground up, seamlessly processing text, images, real-time video, and audio all at once within this agentic framework.
So I want to leave you with this final thought. As AI officially evolves from a simple, single chat box into a dynamic, collaborative boardroom of digital specialists equipped with persistent memory and real-time data, how will having a persistent digital team transform the way you work? The multi-agent era? It isn't coming. It's already here. Thanks for joining me for this explainer. I really hope it brought some incredible clarity to how these massive systems are actually operating behind the scenes. Keep exploring.